Today we're going to be looking at two kinds of cheese ramen. The first one is Maruchan's Instant Lunch Cheddar Cheese flavor, and the other one is Samyang's, let's see if I can get the name right here. Please forgive my poor Korean. It's cheese Buldak Bokkuemmyeon, if I'm not mistaken. And these are both, well, supposedly very cheesy. I say supposedly because I've never tasted this one before, the Korean one. I have tasted the cheddar cheese one before, and I'm just going to put this aside here so that I can tell you the story. It's not very much of a story, to be real honest with you, but it is a story of my one and only encounter with this thing 15 years ago when I was in college. And I didn't know how to cook. I ate a lot of ramen and canned soup and my dad's food, and if I had known how to cook while I was in college, that would have been a lot better for me. Let's put it that way. But yes, I, out of desperation, decided to buy Maruchan Cheddar Cheese flavor 15 years ago, and it was one of the worst ramen experiences I've ever had. It just tasted so bad. You know, imagine this, right? Just open this up, and then after that, put hot water in it, and it just tastes vaguely cheesy in a watery kind of way. It wasn't good. So I am going to try this again today to see if it really is the same as it was for me 15 years ago, or if they have improved it somehow. But before that, let's get into the packaging, as I tend to do in these kinds of videos. First of all, you can see this really nice close-up here. Really unrealistic looking cheesy ramen, and a big block of cheddar cheese in the background to kind of suggest how much cheesy deliciousness you're going to get in this. You're not going to get that much cheese, believe me on this. Let's go to the back here. This is a fast and tasty hot snack, or delicious meal anytime. Note this over here, partially produced with genetic engineering. That's always a good thing to see on the packaging of some kind of food. I think what they mean by this is not that it was produced with genetic engineering. They didn't go out and put, I don't know, like noodles, take noodles out of a vat full of genetic material. That makes absolutely no sense, but bear with me here. What I'm saying is that probably a lot of the food in here, probably the wheat, I would say, is produced with genetically modified wheat. So this is not, it's not quite as weird as this makes it sound. So if you are not into GMO foods, if you're trying to avoid GMO foods, I would avoid this. Alright, nutrition facts. This is pretty much what you would expect from instant ramen. Saturated fat, 7 grams, 35%, 35%, what's the word I'm looking for? RDA, yes, of your saturated fat. Sodium is 1,100 milligrams, so it's 46% daily value, which is not good. This is not good. I'm not going to eat this whole thing, by the way, just to let you know, because I don't want to take in that much sodium at once. Let's see, let's have a look at the ingredients block over here, and I say block because it's really huge. It's a gigantic ingredients list over here. Let's see, we've got wheat. There are a couple of things that actually jumped out at me here, which I thought were hilarious. First of all, there is dehydrated blend of cheese, which I assume is where the cheese flavor is coming from. But it didn't say anything about cheddar in here. It just said granular and blue, which is interesting, right? Because it's supposed to be cheddar cheese, but they put some kind of unidentified granular cheese in there, and also blue cheese, which I assume they did it in order to give it a little bit more savoriness. But I'm just trying to imagine what this would look like now as blue cheese flavor instead of cheddar cheese, you know? It's like kind of speckled with blue cheese over here, and back here is just some really moldy, runny cheese. Oh, delicious. That's going to go real well with the marketers, I'm sure. Let's see. Look at this over here. Powdered cream substitute. This is good. Palm oil, corn syrup solids, and sodium caseinate. This is coffee creamer. This is essentially coffee creamer. They just put it in the ramen to give it more creaminess. So if you're eating this, you're also getting some coffee creamer. That's good to know. Let's see. There are at least 2 forms of chicken in here. Number one is, let's see, well, there's chicken broth down here. So so you're getting a little bit of chicken with that. You're also, if I look up here, getting powdered cooked chicken, which I actually tried to look up more information about powdered cooked chicken, but it's I couldn't find much information about it aside from what you would find in the people who sell these ingredients to companies. It's powdered cooked chicken. They just take chicken, perhaps the bad parts of the chicken, I don't know, or the less desirable parts, just cook it, boil it down maybe, and then dehydrate it, turn it into a powder. And is there anything else I want to look in for here, or I want to look in here? Let's see. I think that's really about it. So, Maruchan Instant Lunch Cheddar Cheese flavor. You can get this on Walmart.com right now for 98 cents. So, I mean, it sounds cheap. It's not that cheap for cheddar cheese flavor. I will say that I didn't buy this at Walmart. I bought this at the shop. I didn't buy this at Walmart.com. I bought it at the actual Walmart retail store. And unfortunately, I don't remember how much I bought this for, which is kind of sad. But it is significantly cheaper than 98 cents. I can tell you that much. It's probably like half or a third, more in line with what you would expect to pay for a single cup ramen. So that's it for Maruchan Instant Lunch. We'll do the tasting later. This is Samyang's cheese Buldak Bokkuemmyeon. You can see over here. I bought this. I actually bought this several months ago, thinking that I'm going to make a cheese ramen review. It was on discount. What I didn't realize at the time was that this is actually, and I don't know why I did not realize this is actually the same kind of, or I should say a variation of the famous Fire Noodle that was used in the Fire Noodle challenge that went viral on YouTube. I did not know this. I only knew this after I did some research, and also because I also bought, or rather Cyrene bought the snack version of this noodle, and then my Korean brother-in-law informed me about the fact that it was a Fire Noodle challenge. So we'll come back to that later, why that is going to be significant in this video. But yes, this is very spicy. Also, I'm told I've never tasted this before. You can see the mascot over here. His name is Hochi. I'm not joking about this, and I don't know what Hochi stands for. I think Hochi might stand for hot chicken. That would be my guess. I mean, you can look at his little what's the word for this? Crest? No, there's a word for it. Comb? Yes, comb. Over here, it kind of looks like fire. I really do think that it just means hot chicken. He's sitting on a giant block of cheese, because that's what chickens tend to do, and hugging a block of cheese just to show how cheesy it is. Here's what it's supposed to look like. Very, I like spicy food, so that looks really appetizing to me, actually. Turn to the back. Now, as you can see, first thing is the expiration date. Today, as I'm recording this, it's August the 27th, right? So we have 3 days until the expiration date, right? So, you know, we're still good. I mean, when it comes to dry noodles, I'm not too particular about the expiration date, but I believe this dried noodle has a wet component to it, and we shall see in a bit, I suppose. Now, all the ingredients here are in Korean, but I did cut out a piece of the packaging it came in, because this was just one pack, and it came in a pack of 5, if I'm not mistaken. So we can see here the English statement for the ingredients. First of all, you can see there's a lot of calories in here, as you can imagine. The sodium content of one package. Serving per container is 5, because it came in a pack of 5 individual packets. 72% of your daily value of your RDA. 1,440 milligrams of sodium. That's quite a lot. 9 grams of saturated fat, and you'll come back to the fat in a bit, why it's more than the other one. So let's see, ingredients. The noodles, wheat flour, modified tapioca starch, etc. A few things actually jump out at me here. First of all, over here it says alkali agent for noodles, acidity regulator, and then after that citric acid guar. I don't know why they added citric acid to it. I need to do my research on that. If you happen to know why, I would like to know. But I do know why you would want to regulate the acid in noodles, and do forgive me, because I read this in a paper a long time ago. One of my senior projects was actually about ramen. But if I'm not mistaken, traditionally ramen is made with kansui. and I apologize for my pronunciation of that, which is alkaline water, right? It's a mixture of sodium carbonate and potassium carbonate, if I'm not mistaken. And this is what gives ramen its yellow color and its chewy texture, right? So that's why if you want something that actually resembles the ramen that we're all familiar with, it has to be alkaline, or at least the dough has to be alkaline, I should say. So when they make the dough with water, it's not just plain old water or neutral pH water, it's actually water with some alkali in it. So that's that. Don't know why they added green tea flavor oil to this. I mean, I imagine most of the noodle, the taste of the green tea is going to be drowned out by the spice and the cheese. So I don't know. I did a Google search again and I couldn't find out. I didn't manage to find information about that. So the soup, okay, so when I looked at this, I thought it was wet. Maybe it's not. I haven't opened the package yet, but it did say hot cheese sauce. There are like 6 or 7 different kinds of spice in here, like sources of heat, right? Hot cheese sauce, habanero flavor powder, hot pepper base, red pepper base, red pepper powder, chili extract, paprika extract, black pepper powder. So much spice, you know. They just want to make sure you get the full amount of spice in there, right? Another thing that's interesting to me is thiamine dilaurylsulfate. I did some reading about this. Now, thiamine dilaurylsulfate, I believe, is it's a derivative of vitamin B1. I think. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong here. Thiamine being vitamin B1. Oh, B1. Oh my god, I can't even get that right. Yes, so it is used for nutritional supplementation at first, I think. But there have been some papers that have come out over the last few years that show that thiamine dilaurylsulfate in a food system might actually inhibit certain kinds of bacteria. So I think in many cases now it's just added as a way of inhibiting bacteria, as a preservative, really. And so this is all in the quote-unquote soup, which I want to say now is a powder. The flake, and this is interesting, it's mozzarella cheese powder. I'm looking forward to that, because when I think about cheese, I think about the gooiness of it. I don't really think about like cheese solids floating around in water, which is what I remember from Maruchan over here. So I'm looking forward to seeing if this mozzarella, this cheese over here will become like sticky and gooey like you would expect from pizza. Alright, that is it for the explanation of the packaging. I'm supposed to be opening these noodles on camera just to look at what it looks like dry. I forgot. It's been a while since I've done these videos, you know. So I do apologize for that. Let's see. I've already, in the interest of time, removed the plastic covering from this. It does have all kinds of ingredients here. I guess you can microwave it. I never have done it for these kinds of cup noodles. I always pour boiling water in it. Let's have a look at what's inside. Let's open this up. Oh my god. I was going to say that this is the standard ramen noodle cake here for Maruchan, but there is so much it looks like wood shavings. Oh my god, let me bring this up to my nose and smell it. Oh, I don't like the smell. It smells cheesy in the worst way possible. This is what I have to look forward to. God. Let's have a look at what's inside the Samyang noodle here real quick. Let's open this up. You can see a standard noodle cake for Samyang noodles. I can't even really see the noodles that well here, but this is basically the standard Maruchan kind of flat noodles, kind of white. This should have bought a pair of scissors instead of being so messy. I'll do that for the next video. Substantially more noodles in this one. You can see it is it looks pretty standard actually. The noodles are kind of a little bit on the thicker side, but that's fine. And we have some packaging in here. Let's do that. This is the cheese. I think this is the cheese sauce. And or could it be the? Oh, this is actually the cheese sauce here. This is wet. This is a wet sauce component. So, okay, so that's interesting. I was under the impression, or I didn't know whether it would be wet or dry. So You see it's all floppy and stuff. Do we have anything more in here? Nope, just the bits of noodle. And I think you're supposed to add the sauce in there while you're cooking it. Alright, I can do that. Alright, I'm going to go cook, and I'll be right back. I've prepared the Maruchan noodles pretty much the same way as you would expect for most Maruchan noodles. 3 minutes of hot water. Although it says here, actually, now that I notice it, I'm going to bring this up really carefully. For thicker broth, let's stand a few extra minutes. I remember reading on Walmart.com that some people like it thicker, and I can imagine that. It doesn't look super appetizing to me right now, I'm going to have to say. Now, I will say at the moment that I have not added any spice to this. This is just orange because it's orange, right? So let's stir it up a little bit, and then we're going to give it a taste and see if it's anything like I remember from college. I kind of remember it being less orange in college. I don't know if I got a different cheese flavored ramen from Maruchan. I think that's somewhat doubtful. But we're going to taste this right now. And then I'm going to do something special to it. So just you wait. You know, despite my misgivings, this is not as bad as I remembered it from college. Yes, it's cheesy in probably the worst possible way. You know, it really does taste like artificial cheese to me, and that's a cliche I tend to try to avoid when I'm reviewing food, you know, artificial food flavor, but that's the first impression that I got when tasting this. I wouldn't buy it a second time, to be real honest with you. That cheese flavor is just sticking around in my mouth right now and I don't like it, but there is that. God. Now, here's the Samyang noodles. It is extremely red. It is incredible. I'm looking at this. I had my misgivings again because the quote-unquote cheese sauce was a deep red flavor when I opened it and poured it into the soup. So so I'm looking forward to seeing how spicy this is. Right. So let's go ahead and compare. I will say, before we go on here, the Maruchan noodle, the noodle itself is standard Maruchan, you know, it's like kind of soft, not very chewy, comes apart easily. Let's try the Samyang noodle. Oh my god, I can smell the spice from here. What am I doing to myself? Jeez. Well, first of all, the noodle itself is delicious, it's springy, it's much better than Maruchan as you can imagine, but oh god, that spice is starting to spread across my tongue like a wash of pepper. Oh jeez. I can't really taste the cheese that well in there. I mean, it is supposed to be soupy if I'm not mistaken, because, I mean, again, I'm not very good at reading, I can't read Korean at all, but I think it's supposed to be soupy. If I make this noodle again, I'm probably going to make it less soupy, you know? I mean, it's fine. I didn't get much cheese in that. Maybe it's because it's been overwhelmed completely by the spice. But it's delicious. I do enjoy spicy ramen, and I'm going to finish this bowl afterwards. It's kind of the continuation of my breakfast. I really didn't eat much at all today. Now, I did say that I had something special in mind for the cup noodles, because, again, I didn't really know that this was going to be, or didn't realize that this was going to be spicy noodles. So, I did mention at the beginning of this video that the other day, Cyrene and I bought some of the snack noodles, which is the Bokkuemmyeon ramen snack. I think that's how you pronounce it. It is the fire noodle, except that instead of eating it cooked, you eat it raw, actually. This is true. You open up the package, you pour the spices inside, shake it up, and then you eat it raw. It's pretty good that way. I didn't do a lot of the spice packaging, because the spice packaging is extremely spicy from what I recall. So, I have some extra. See? This is the snack noodle packaging. And I was thinking to myself, I originally wanted to do a cheese ramen comparison, right? But it wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be scientific if I didn't make this one spicy. So I'm going to do that right now. Again, this is the snack version of the Fire Noodle that is so famous on the internet. I'm just going to pour it in here. I'm going to modify my cheese ramen a bit. Oh goodness. Let's just put it all in there. Let's do it. Yeah, look at it go. Oh my god, I'm going to regret this later on. Is it all in there? I think that's good enough. I'm going to stir it up and see what happens to it. Delicious, spicy, artificial cheesy. Ugh. This is going to be bad. I'm going to hate myself tomorrow morning. Alright, I think that's good enough. Let's try it now. My voice cracked for a moment there, as though to underscore the gravity of this situation, or my fear, or both. It still smells really bad and cheesy. Oh my god. Like, I didn't think it was that bad at first, but the more I smell it, the less I want to eat it. Alright, here we go. I don't get a lot of the spice actually, surprisingly. Despite how much I poured in there. Like, maybe I should stir it up again. Oh, nearly spilled it all over myself. That wouldn't be good. Stir it up again. Try again. I mean, it's tolerable when I eat it. The smell is not good. I don't remember the smell being this bad when I was in college. I just remember being disgusted by the watery cheese solids. I think they've solved that problem. It's a little bit more cheesy sauce now rather than just almost like creamer stuff floating around. I expected to see that, especially when I saw the creamer in the ingredient statement. But yeah, ramen. So this Maruchan ramen, again, I bought it for... did I talk about this? I forgot. It's been a while. It's been a long video. I bought it for you can buy it on Walmart.com at 98 cents. Probably a lot cheaper in store. For this, the Samyang ramen, it is very expensive on Amazon. I think it's like $11 for a package of 5. But on hmart.com, which is the name of a Korean grocery store here in the United States, you can get it for $6.99 for 5 packets. So $1.40 per packet, and probably cheaper. I didn't buy it for $6.99. Excuse me, that's for sure. I bought it on sale. So if you have a local Korean or Asian grocery, you can probably get it cheaper there. But if you wanted to buy it online, and I try to do my prices online because, you know, it's more convenient for people watching on YouTube if you don't have access to a local grocery store. Well, or a local Asian grocery store. I'm sure you have access to a grocery store. That's why I do online prices. Anyway, final verdict. This smells, the Maruchan Cheddar Cheese Instant Lunch tastes tolerable, smells disgusting, and putting an entire package of hot ramen seasoning in there didn't seem to do anything to it, which I don't know if it's a reflection of how used I am to spice or just how overwhelming the artificial cheese flavor is in there. God damn. The noodles are not good. This, I didn't get much cheese out of it. Maybe next time I will put less soup in it. I was just trying to go with the illustrations. If you have a preferred way of doing the Samyang cheese ramen, please let me know. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I didn't get much cheese out of it, probably because it was overwhelmed by all the spices. But I thought this was quite good. I wouldn't recommend it if you are intolerant to spice, as you can imagine. But if you like spice, I would suggest checking it out. Anyway guys, thank you for watching another food review with me. This is the cheap versus expensive series. This is of course the cheap one, not good. This is the more expensive one, better. And I will be planning on producing more videos like this in the future. So do let me know if you have any ideas about what I can do in terms of cheap versus or expensive. Or even if you have any foods you just want me to review on its own. Or if you want to know anything about some of the ingredients I talked about, please let me know as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.